Hey, my name is Shovelclaws, and welcome to Spark the Electric Jester 3. Good to have you. This is a simple beginner's stage guide for any percent. We're gonna make it quick, we're gonna make it fast. First and foremost on Alpine Carrera here, you just gotta do some simple boosts. Manage your boost gauge, do drifts on these turns, try to avoid crashing, obviously. Avoid using boost while in the air, it won't speed you up significantly. Otherwise, just try to maintain your speed at 325 between 350. Going above 300 is always good, but do make sure manage your boost. At the end of this stage, just do the platforming well, do it without dying, and eventually you'll just get better at it as you go. Next up in Doublemoon Villa here, you have two goals. First is obviously beat the stage kind of fast, don't spend too much time. But the second goal is to get 850 bits. So when you go through this stage, keep an eye on your bit counter in the top left there beside your time. So opening up the stage, we'll do a quick restart. I want to go immediately to your left. This will get you this little bubble. You can either restart from checkpoint. I would recommend just going through, going back. And here, you'll want to hop over to this one, hop on up, and then kill an enemy. This enemy, if you have recently restarted your game and it's the first enemy to die, will drop a bit bubble here. So, between attempts, just restart your game real fast. It can be kind of annoying, but you'll probably need to do so for the auto splitter to properly work anyways, because it's a bit finicky. Grab that bit bubble and then head on over to here. You can either do a magnet dash off that, or just hop over to the bridge here, but grab both of those bit bubbles. Grab this one below the house, and then come over, aim for this bit bubble. You can either magnet dash off there, or again, just hop over here, grab the bit bubble here, and then here you can either do 2 magnet dashes, or you can just grab all 3 of the bit bubbles. Either one works. I personally just grab 2, and then head on over to this area, jump over that second booster, but just run down this bridge over to here. This is the only real required magnet dash in this stage. It shouldn't be too hard just because it is a bit bubble, so just literally press A and air dash like immediately after, but you'll want to hit the magnet dash off here to go over here. Make sure you do land, hit the booster here, and then here on this red ramp, the one with the arrows, you'll want to launch yourself over to here. You don't have to do that charge Jester Dash or anything, but grab that bubble, then hop through the boosters, grab some bits here. You should have around 400, I believe, is the correct count here. Grab the bits on that little ramp. Then you can either do a magnet dash here, get some height, and come up here to this clock tower to hit this, or you can take the path that I'm looking at right here. Just use the enemy and the bits, climb on top of here and grab this one. Then you'll want to turn around over to the railing here. So just run up here over to this rail and then jump off over to these bits. Or you can come directly from the clock tower over here. Either way works, you just need to get over here. Get all of these bubbles. You can do a magnet dash off there. It should help you get faster back onto this rail. Just ride this rail a little bit. Grab this, and then do a few enemy Jester attacks, Jester dashes. Grab this one. Grab down here. This bubble will help you get a little bit of height from here because bubbles do refresh your dash and That is what I was going to say. Then just run down here. You can grab the bits along the way, but you should have around 850. If you don't, these bits will fill you all the way up. They should give you what you need. And you can always backtrack for some extra bits as well. That is also totally acceptable, as long as you have 850. You'll need that 850 for 3 upgrades. The Energy Dash is one, the Jester Swipe is another, and then the Charge Shot, aka the Finger Gun, is the third. So you'll want to grab all of those. Then you'll want to hop probably into the Jester Dash tutorial, but really you can do any of the remaining stages in any order you want. I personally go to the Jester Dash tutorial because it is the probably hardest out of all of the stages here in this first world. I want to just go through, I'll show you the easier route that will be a bit easier. Do an energy dash there. Make that jump instead of me, who did not. You can magnet dash off that enemy, alternatively just do an energy dash. You want to fill in energy dashes where you can, where it makes sense to. But make sure by here you have full energy. You'll want to energy dash across here, grab another energy refill, hit these and energy dash a few times. That will send you straight into the goal. So that is a fast way to do that tutorial stage. It'll get you 1 freedom medal, or I guess 3 freedom medals. It'll get you another one. You should be at 3. Slope jumping is a very straightforward tutorial. Just go for it like, go through it like normal. Same goes for high-rise tracks. I'll show you what a faster beginner route is. So, we start out, grab a bit of energy, grab another bit of energy from the enemies, do an energy dash, do 2 Jester swipes off there, shoot those guys, do a dash onto that. Sometimes it'll take your speed, sometimes you'll carry your speed, that is fine. You can do a magnet dash off that bit bubble, otherwise you can just run through the roof, that is fine too. Do energy dashes as you feel them necessary, but importantly, just try to keep your momentum, stuff like that. Jester swipes are great for that. Also, energy dashes, so, you know, is how it is, you just get to the end. That is your goal, really. Cold Dry Desert, much of the same, just carry your momentum. The one thing is that from the beginning here, you'll want to go to your right, grab this energy bubble. You can do a magnet dash off it if you can, and then you'll want to grab the energy here, click a few energy dashes, and do a few more off of that. And then I would recommend saving one for this. You can try hitting that just in midair. If you miss it, not a big deal. Avoid doing stuff like that, but otherwise, just avoid collision, go to the end of the stage as fast as you can. Generally, you won't have to worry about bits. If you are worried, you can pick up some extra ones, but I'm going to mention it here because I completely botched my explanation. After you beat Cold Dry Desert, you should have around 200 bits. I recommend spending them right away just so you can track your bits better going into the next 2 stages, the Charged Jester Dash tutorial and A.M Village. Alright, the Charged Jester Dash tutorial doesn't have anything too complicated, just kind of play it as you do. The one thing I do want to explain though is dash jumping. So if you run across this gap, you'll notice you'll hit the wall, won't have enough height. If, however, you do something called a dash jump, which is where you dash and then jump immediately after, so literally just like that, dash and then immediately press A, you will actually be able to clear this gap. So dash jump, boom, land cleanly. I would recommend learning that tech just so you can throw it in throughout the game in case you need that extra height, if you know, kind of eyeball it. Don't worry about it too much though, it just saves some time in Charged Jester Dash, and it's easy enough to where I think it's worth mentioning here. A.M Village is going to be your big route, so pay attention to this one. I completely botched my explanation, so we're going to redo it one more time for A.M Village here. You'll want 500 bits by the end of this stage, so what we do is mix in some bit bubbles while collecting blue coins. These blue coins are scattered along the stage, and the route is pretty simple. I'll explain it as we go. In A.M Village, this route is pretty straightforward. Jump immediately, magnet dash off that, of course, otherwise just hit it. Do an energy dash off there after getting up to the roof there. And then you'll want to come over to this side, grab the energy bubble there, dash up and jump over to that bit bubble on the roof. Dash through here. I personally do an energy dash there, get me through a little bit faster. Hit this bit bubble, down dash into that bit bubble, and then hit that. I just swipe through that tree, hit that bit bubble, hit the one to the left here, And then nothing special here, grab some extra bits along the way. Grab the blue coin. Depending on what cycle you are on, you can also grab the bit bubble first if you're waiting. Might as well do something, right? So grab that blue bubble. If you haven't gotten your required bits, you can come down into the lake, up through here, grab some extra bits. You can additionally come down the pond through here. Do not grab this blue coin yet, you'll be at 9, but you can grab that. And if you need the extras, you can also jump through there, grab the one up here. Then you'll just want to grab whatever blue coin is nearest. I'd recommend learning the locations of some in that first plaza area, just so you have a backup in case you need it. You should have the following upgrades coming out of A.M Village. The Energy Dash. So the Energy Dash here. And all 4 of these upgrades, Charge Shot, Rail Boost, Regen Braking, and Jester Swipe. You should have all of those. Regen Braking and Rail Boost are your last requirements. They are probably the least important until Lost Riviera. Lost Riviera is where they get really useful, particularly in the beginner route. So, with that, you want to go into Sawman, beat him up. I'm not going to show you how to do that best. Just alternate your moves. Do not keep mashing the single move. Alternate your combos. Also make sure that you're using your charge shot, holding that, letting it go at proper times. Combat is just something you're really going to have to practice with, because combat, for me, is still pretty hard. Here, I would recommend jumping off the rail immediately, charging over to this, just so you have some energy. And then just ride this rail. Do occasional taps to gain energy, jump off, hit the energy dash, come over to here, hold down. You'll want to remember to crouch while going downhill and avoid crouching while going up here hill. I recommend doing an energy dash off there to get off that rail pretty early. Then you can either jump. I missed the jump, that's okay though. Jump and do some energy dashes to get up here, up on the train roof that we just went on to get up here. And then just dash on through. If you get hit, not a big deal. As a beginner, I would not recommend setting your health much lower. You can go probably a few difficulties lower. Otherwise, you'll just want to kind of play it safe, you know. Here, just do some rail boosts, do some crouches. I personally would jump off here. You should have enough speed to hit that jump across. You can do a jump rail swipe there, but otherwise, this rail section can be pretty hard, particularly if you have lower health. So I'd recommend playing it pretty vanilla, especially as a beginner. Maybe put in an energy dash or two, because you'll definitely want it for this. Just hit the rail here. You can go through that as slow as you want, not a big deal. Just make sure you're rail boosting, stuff like that. Jump over that booster, otherwise it'll reset your speed, and then you can jump on that big uphill. Just try to kill some enemies here, put in some Jester swipes. I would recommend focusing on getting energy, because you'll need it for this segment. Otherwise, this segment goes real slow. Just energy dash over the train, hit the spring, I'd energy dash there, crouch on the downhill, regen brake once you're down it. Just tap regen brake as you go down. Make sure to go on the downhills, hold rail boost the whole time, and swap over to this left one, because it will be a bit faster. You can jump through that loop instead of taking it. Crouch there, boom. That is Lost Riviera. Get used to moving with rails. Rails are going to be pretty tough. Generally, just try to regen brake when you're going fast, avoid it when you're going slow. Hold rail boost like the entire time, and I'm not kidding. Lost Riviera is just going to be a difficult stage, but that beginner route should be pretty nice. Here, if you have lower health than me, you can just die to the Guardian. The Guardian does not matter if you lose or win. Generally, with the Guardian, we set our health lower. That way, you don't have to actually beat him. If you do beat him, you'll unlock Reaper Jester. He's just not viable, so don't worry about him. But do what you are comfortable with. If you need to beat him up because you aren't comfortable going through any of these stages with lower health, totally fine. The one big thing is if you swap your health here in the pause menu, or if you swap your combat difficulty in the menu here, make sure to swap it back immediately after, otherwise you could run into some trouble. Next, you're going to skip one level here, Lost Ravine. It is just a bit slow. Otherwise, you want to do wall jumping. Wall jumping tutorial is pretty straightforward, so I won't show it. Wall walking, which again, another pretty straightforward tutorial. And then Arid Hole will show you that coin route. The coin route for it is pretty fast, pretty simple. So you want to immediately start charging up a dash. So jump under the rail, hit the booster. I want to clear out some of these boxes. It should give you some good energy, so you can throw in a good energy dash there. Go on the second floor there, make sure you hit the blue coin. Do 2 dashes up, grab the blue coin at the top and the bottom of that little silo. Then turn around, hop down, grab this blue coin here. Then you can just do an energy dash over to this rail. Make sure you do some rail boosts too. I would recommend killing this guy, dashing on down. I'd also kill this guy personally, and then also grab this energy personally. Because it allows you to do a nice energy dash up and down, and that's it. You just grab the coins along the way. If you need a backup, there are quite a few. This stage is not very hard to do, even just like while kind of looking around, honestly. Next up is Splash Grotto. I'm not going to show you this one because it is just a lot of rail grinding and making sure you're going fast. Remember, regen break, crouch, and rail boost. Ice speeds, I also won't show you. It's a pretty simple stage. I will also mention here that combat stages we generally skip until after Throwback. This is because we tend to, or until before Throwback rather. This is just because we tend not to have the combat abilities that we need. So I will actually show you this later. Next up we have District 5. This is where we should learn a gravity clip to save a minute. It is pretty easy. It's pretty risk free. Otherwise, you'll just want to kind of go through this stage normally. Avoid Jester swiping here, because you definitely will hit just one of the enemies by accident. You can just rail boost, it's fine. Sometimes these rails can take your speed. If they do, not a big deal. And energy dash here, jump over here. I will also mention here that you should swap your difficulty if you feel comfortable with it, because the Guardian shows back up after this stage once again, and it doesn't matter if you lose or win. You will want to collect at least 2 bars of energy, so don't go spending it like I did. That is absolutely not what you should do. That was a mistake on my end. But once you have those bars of energy, skip that auto-scroller, and then run up the roof if you need. You can dash jump, or do a few dashes. I'll show you that one more time, since I just do have the leftover energy. I will grab you though. So, this is the end of the stage, or end of the first bit of the stage. Do not grab this, go around it, go down here. You should be able to land on this slope, do a dash up. You want to aim directly here in the left of the middle, and then you can energy dash right across. Do a Jester swipe. I recommend doing a, not that, I'm surprised I saved that, doing that. I recommend doing a Jester swipe around here. These boosters just set your speed really low. Energy dash here, energy dash after this, so Jester swipe, energy dash, and jump up. That'll skip the loop. And run on the side here. You don't have to do anything too special. Then here, as a beginner, your main goal is to survive. I'll show you what we do, because I don't think it's that bad, in all honesty. But, you know, just take this one slow if you need. That is totally fine. I'll skip this last auto-scroller. You should just practice that stage a bit. That gravity clip saves a minute. Absolutely learn it. Alright, we're gonna re-record the District 6 strat because I fucked it up somehow. Immediately you'll want to turn around because there's a very convenient energy bubble here. Then just hop on up here, take it pretty fast. You can just do a couple energy dashes. If you get stuck on here, no biggie. Destroy this enemy, then hop on up here, dash on over, use the slope there. Oh, don't fall off. I don't know how that happened, but you know, actually platform well challenge, impossible. You'll want to, and then try to stabilize yourself, jump on up here. You'll be able to run up here and over to here. This strat isn't particularly fast, but it's not like a hyper dash or some dumb like damage based strat. I would also probably recommend just searching for a strat that you like, because the stage is pretty open-ended. Like literally you can see the start from the end, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, District 6 is not too terrible. So here I actually grab this energy bubble. You can grab it pretty simply. Then fill up your energy using this. And then come over to the wall. You can see the Jester Swipe prompt will appear. And if you get stuck in that ramp right there, unfortunately it is just a restart. You have to reset the stage. There's no way to get out of it. You can try jumping and stuff, but sometimes that Jester Swipe is in particular is kind of finicky. Then just hop on over, avoid both of these platforms, so go between them. Then just hop through. I don't know why I stopped to attack something. This rail section, pretty straightforward. Avoid the big lasers, obviously. Here, you want to not do what I did, that just happened. You'll want to avoid this middle platform. It has another mandatory combat sequence that you can skip. And then you can come on down. You don't have to do that hyper dash, I just do because it gets me to where I need. Otherwise, just walk through that without taking too much damage. You can come under that combat sequence behind us. So behind this big, go under this big platform and run on the outside wall. It will allow you to get up to this little platform, and that's the stage. It's pretty fast. It's pretty simple. It's a good swap in if you need it. Alright, we're gonna try the downtown Dissent route once again, because the one I showed in my video, in my first recording, was terrible. Starting out, you get put on immediately on this fast booster. Avoid taking this booster, avoid taking those boosters before the ramp, but do hit this blue bubble. Immediately energy dash, I recommend coming all the way over here. Hit this blue bubble as well, I would say. Then wait on the energy dash to come back and just hop on up here. You can make it past this gap with an energy dash, same here, except a few wall jumps as well. I would build up energy here by destroying all these enemies. Use your finger gun, and then just do one energy dash here. You'll have this Jester Swipe to help. Do one there. I want to go on this top route because it'll send you here. Jester Swipe when you can, it'll help you go fast. Unfortunately, if that happens, you do just kind of have to reset and dash up this wall. That's fine though. Hit the booster and immediately Jester Swipe. You'll want to just jump off and come on over to here. These Jester swipes should speed you up. I would recommend the top path for the upcoming skip. Avoid, obviously, the smoke, because this makes it very strange. But, not a problem. I would grab this spring and then head for the top of the banner here. Then run on the side here, do 2 energy dashes for safe measure. Jump over to this side. This skips a huge sewer portion that we just don't want to take. It's slow, especially when you can just jump on the roof. Grab this energy. I would recommend a few energy dashes, maybe a jump or two to make it up to here. If not, totally fine to hit the ground here. Not a big deal. Just don't go underground. Once again, the underground sections are very long, so we typically just want to avoid them. Especially, they're particularly roundabout. So just come up, hit this little energy bubble, then I would recommend hitting this one as well. Jump on over to the road down here. And then once you get over here, just take this sewer route, because honestly, for a beginner, it's pretty hard to skip. You need to do some very difficult platforming and some pretty precise energy or conversions. So I would recommend just hopping on down here. One small thing there is that wall running is actually faster. Or wall jumping actually increases your speed, so jumping from wall to wall. So use that there if you can, but don't take it too risky. This last section, you'll just want to build up energy, use some occasionally to get through sections faster. Otherwise, just swipe when you can, grab energy. And then boost into the airship. Here with the airship, make sure to collect these free-floating bits. They're pretty easy. Don't go back for them if you do miss them. Not a big deal. You just, want the extra bits probably. Make sure to shoot forward for these signs here. And then you'll also want to shoot other things. So there are a lot of weak enemies, a lot of turrets, stuff like that. You want energy to skip this guy, because this guy has this little gap in the wall, which Spark can actually just run through. And if you fall down, you do have to do the airship section again, unfortunately, but it should be easy enough. Just, take your time with it if you need. That's totally fine. That was good. Next, Strike Sewers has an out of bounds clip. I'm gonna show you. So, you'll just charge up a dash. Don't worry too much about killing the enemies. You can grab 1 or 2 as you pass. But make sure you kill this turret. It'll give you some energy. Kill this turret as well. And then you'll have to squeeze yourself between this, hit the dash button, and find kind of the right angle. I recommend coming at it from the back like that, because it should be a bit easier. But if you need to, that also works. Just make sure you're holding the down trigger, so the left trigger to go down when you do clip out. Then you'll want to go around this curve and just from here keep going straight. These buildings will start to load in. They should be loaded in if you're on higher settings, but you'll see the stage kind of form in. What you can do here to save a bit of time is as you get close to the goal, just hop out and do an energy dash. You don't have to do that though, you can just fly the ship back inbounds and you'll complete the stage, it's fine. Next, Squabble Spillway is a pretty simple coin collection stage. I'll show you the quick route. No tokens to worry about or anything, or no bits to worry about. Immediately turn around and dash. There's one hidden right behind you. Do a few wall jumps, dash up top. Hit that spring, come on down, and you'll want to go to your left, hit this one in the middle, and then do the opposite except here, go down the middle and then back over to your left while going down here. Charge your dash, avoid the little pulleys there, and come on down here. Make sure to do down dashes while you're falling, but come over here to these 2 coins next. That's Squabble Spillway, real simple stage. Should take around 30 to 45 seconds. One small thing I'll point out about coin stages as well is if you need to reset, especially pertinent on Squabble Spillway, if you have missed one, you can just click the restart from checkpoint button and you'll instantly spawn back where you start. So we'll just run down. And uh-oh, I missed all those coins. I'm at 0 still. Well, we're gonna just restart the checkpoint and you'll see I'm back at the top. Nothing to worry about. We're gonna go to Residential Rattle next. This one has a simple strat that we're gonna do. Very, very, very straightforward. Pop up on this red building, you can dash on that little slope there to come up. Come over to this area, do a charge dash, and then come between these 2 walls. Make sure not to fall out, but you can just mash A here to constantly wall jump all the way up to the end of the stage. The only thing notable here is that you should not fall off the stage, but also come around the edge of the stage, because there's a mandatory combat sequence that skips, and that time is very, very simple, especially for such an easy strat. Next, Roadway Rally. I'm going to show you what I do. It's not that hard. It's a simple out-of-bounds climb. So come over immediately to your left, hit that. You can just charge up a Jester Dash, and then do a few Jester Swipes to get up to speed. Or you can try to Magnet Dash off that. It's a bit rough, so you might lose your speed, but get back up nonetheless to just Charge Dash, or Jester Dash. Or Charge Jester Dash, and then, you know, go down. Here, just keep on dashing up the wall. As long as you maintain grip, it's fine. Once this building comes out of your camera view, hit the energy dash and then jump over. You jumped over an invisible wall there, and then you'll want to just come on over to this building down here. This building down here will have the ending on the other side. Don't worry here about fall damage. If you take it, if you die, you'll still hit the goal and finish the stage. Do not do the full car. It is very slow. Next, on the run is pretty simple. Just shoot the boss, you know, stuff like that. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have much you can do to speed it up. Before going into nighttime phenomena, you'll want to unlock Float. She is 1 bit, you have no excuse, just buy her. Around this time, I'd recommend being around 1000 bits as well. If you're a bit off, you still have a few stages to go until you get there, but you should try your best to get to that bit count, because you'll need it for Throwback, because Throwback is a bastard. Next, we have Nighttime Phenomena. This stage is honestly just kind of rough as a beginner. There are a few things that you can do to make it faster. One of which is immediately turn around, do 2 dash jumps, hit that energy dash, and just come on down here. With these, I recommend aerial heavy attacks, because, or with the, like, you know, walls you have to break, at least, I would recommend aerial heavy attacks. Come on this left side, it is a bit faster. Do some Jester Swipes. Try to be up top as well for that area, because the bottom route is slower. And then, same thing down here, you just try to go fast through it. Make sure Rail Boost, Regen Break every now and then, jump, Jester Swipe, stuff like that. Here, go through the tube. You don't need that energy, because if you are low on energy, there's one right here. And energy dash, you can grab more energy and just, you know, keep on going. Okay. I would recommend coming on up here. You can just take that rail as normal. Honestly, it's not that complicated. I do special stuff, so don't worry about it. You can take things slower than what I'm presenting. Don't worry about it. I would recommend trying to make that jump. If you don't, just riding the boosters is fine, but come on up here. I would recommend grabbing energy from these first two guys and then charge dashing all the way over here. You can hit the enemies there for some quick magnet dashes. Grab this guy for some extra energy as well. Hit this booster, Jester Dash, or Jester Swipe immediately. You can magnet dash off this if you manage it. Otherwise, just take this, take that energy and then ride the rail here. Energy dash across here. For these walls as well, I'd recommend charging up charge shots and shooting them before you get to them, because it'll weaken them up. Otherwise, you'll want to come on up here. If you're low on energy, I would recommend grabbing this and immediately boosting over to here, because your energy will refill. Here, you can just go through it as normal. On this rail, I'd swap over, jump through here. You can also take it slow if you're not comfortable with that, of course. Hold crouch here, and then here hit the boosters, hit this energy dash. You should get enough speed to make it over all of that. If you don't, just play it as normal. Go through the stage, ending there as normal. Next, some simple stages, Dropship, Daybreak, and Heaven Park. I'll show you Dropship, Daybreak, but Heaven Park is honestly just going fast. Try to stay on the top routes, stuff like that. Immediately as you spawn in, turn around, charge Jester Dash over this way, grab this coin, and then hop on down. Grab these coins, and then as you're approaching this coin, you can actually restart, and your momentum will carry you to collect it during the black screen transition. Grab that, and then jump on up here. Delete this guy. I charge up a charge shot here because you have to defeat the wall here. Then just energy dash there. I would jump up here, do an energy dash as you reach on top, grab that coin. Hop up here if you need to. You can die. That is not how you do that. So as I was saying, you can come around here and grab that coin. Grab this coin in here. There will be two enemies there, notably, but, you know, they're not here because I despawned them by accident. Then just ride the rails. You can energy dash here if you have the energy. Grab this coin, grab this coin. I would recommend having the energy for this, just so you can energy dash over. But I would grab this, energy dash, grab the coin, energy dash on over into this little crevice where you'll get your 15th. If you need them, good backups are all around you when you spawn in. The blue flashing will also take you to coins, so pay attention to that if you need any coins as you finish up the stage. Realize you've missed one. As I said, Heaven Park is a lot of just running. Honestly, this stage is just kind of tough and inconsistent. Do your best. For purposes in this tutorial, I'm gonna say don't do Endless Hall and Balloon Fiesta. They're really long, honestly. Additionally, from this point, you should have all the bits you need, so you can go back and do Canyon Zero, so we're gonna show you that. So, if you have Hyper Surge, this is the point where you need to go into it. Canyon Zero, I also recommend buying the Spin Charge for 250 bits. So, do a Spin Charge here, you just hold X immediately, make sure to destroy any remains, destroy these, shoot that guy, shoot this guy, destroy the boxes here, just dash on over here. Once these guys all spawn in, do another spin slash, do another spin slash here, to destroy some property. What you're looking for here is your score multiplier to be around 13. Then you can just honestly hyper surge that guy and you'll have enough speed and energy to open up the goal there. For Beatdown Tower and District 4, it's kind of the same thing. You'll want to run into the center of the stage and do a spin slash, time it for when the enemies spawn, and then just clean up. You will want to occasionally throw in hyper surges. Yeah, just finish the combat in both Beatdown Tower here in Drinian Desert and District 4. Throwback, honestly, is just a hard boss. Do your best. The only strat here is to save your Hyper Surge at the end for the Shadow Double fight. Shadow Double will spawn in. He has a few seconds of invulnerability. No idea why. Once his name in the bottom left appears, that is fine. Okay, so instant Hyper Surge, and while he is invulnerable, you can attack him to try to build up some of your combo meter, because it will disappear, basically, when he spawns in. Honestly, this fight is just rough, so do your best. Squish has a combat guide that I'll link in the description if you do want to improve your combat. As a beginner, just honestly get through it, because combat's gonna be rough, no matter what. For Airstrip Madness here, we're gonna do 2 more gravity clips. I would highly recommend them, they save a lot of time. First, on the highway here, just take it fast. No worries, don't need the car. Hit the side here, you'll curve around, but you will lose speed, all good. Because you'll lose it here anyways. Dash up this slope here, up the X wall, then run on the roof until you hit the X wall on this end, then dash on up, and you'll want to do another gravity clip. Then just do your best to stay out of bounds, I guess. There we go. Do some wall jump, stuff like that. Then aim towards the airplane, and once you hit the other side of the roof, it'll begin to slope. Once you do, just curve around gently here, that way you don't lose traction. You'll gain speed since you're going straight down here hill. Make sure to jump, avoid obstacles, stuff like that. Hit these boosters, Jester Swipe. Don't need to Jester Swipe up off those, but hit the boosters here, hit the boosters here. Then I personally grab this energy here. You can just grab it, simple. Then go into the right tube here with the spinning flames, come to the very end, stop yourself, run up, and then as you reach to the top, pull back on the stick real fast, and then jump. Honestly, this one's just rough. You might be stuck there for like a good 30 seconds. Try your best, practice it. Gravity clips in tubes like that are just kind of rough, unfortunately. Additionally, at this point, you should have all the bits you need. After Throwback, just buy Cloud Shot whenever you can. I don't know why I forgot to mention it here. You'll need it in Two-Stage Liftoff here, so buy it before this point. Next, Two-Stage Liftoff has a kind of simple strat. So you'll want to immediately turn around, grab these 5 capsules, hit the booster here, rail boost, and just build up speed. If you don't build up enough speed, what you can do is aim for this spring right below me. Hit this spring. And Cloud Shot up. That's the strat I tend to use because I fail the real strat. Next we have Mayday Midday. It's more tube clips is out of bounds. This one's pretty straightforward. I would destroy some enemies. Energy Dash. I want to save some energy for this section. Swap over to Float. Float, in case you aren't aware, and float. Then reach the 45-degree angle, run down this tube. Hit the 45-degree angle again, and just dash over. Pretty fast, pretty simple. If you get stuck on the tube clips, that's fine. There are good checkpoints to hit too that should back things up pretty easily if you do fail, so don't restart the stage, even if you think you need to. Those jumps can be made with just float. Mecha Madness is the only non-standard boss in this game. As a boss, he is pretty simple. You first and foremost just jump and do actually a light attack followed by a heavy attack, I think. And then dash through any of his attacks. This, for the most part, should kind of stun lock him, but he can get out once he hits 50% health. You also notice that Float's face mark is helping. Avoid this attack with your life, because that one is super slow to get hit by. But yeah, just do those jumps. Don't do anything fancy, you'll lose time. Just jump, light attack, heavy attack, Next fall damage tutorial, pretty straightforward, just don't die. What I do is immediately run over to the side here, dash down here. I do a jump first, a dash second, and then a charge dash last. You should have enough speed to, or enough distance downwards to hit the goal. And unfortunately, that's where this beginner tutorial is going to end, because Deep Descent and Utopia Shelter have very different strats depending on the version you use. If you have a version in particular, I'd highly recommend asking about the Deep Descent strat and the Utopia Shelter strats in the Discord. Someone more experienced with your version can help, because I use Infinite Fall on these levels, which is not possible in version 1.2. So, if you have questions, let me know, tag me in the comments, DM me on Discord. My Discord will be in the description. Hit me up on Twitter. I don't care. This was hopefully a good resource, hopefully for those of you just wanting to get into the game. There's a lot of stages to learn. Most of them are kind of simple, some of them. So, appreciate you watching. Hope to see you in the Spark Discord. I'll also link the Spark Discord in the description, so if you need help with this game, hit up the Spark 3 channels in that game, that Discord. I will leave the link in the top of the description. Otherwise, appreciate you watching.